you please welcome the ravishing Ridhi Dogra. I know.
It's a debut of sorts, and I'm here with my friends, so God always makes me very comfortable wherever I go. Yeah.
Acha, aap idhar baith jao. Chalo. Come on, give it up for Ridhi. And now, बड़ा ही charming है यार, बड़ा ही charming है. लेकिन इस फिल्म में थोड़ा सा बुरा है. Please welcome Paresh Pahuja. Welcome. Okay, जिसका नाम बहुत बड़े-बड़े अक्षरों में लिखा गया था वहां पर. My friend, the director, Victor Mukherjee. Please pay attention to his t-shirt as well. बहुत ही मौके के हिसाब से t-shirt पहन के आया बंदा. And last but not the least, a dog's best friend and an actor who makes being ordinary look like a superpower. Arjun Bakshi himself, Anshuman Jha! Not at all, man. आ जाओ. Okay. अब जब हम सब यहाँ पे बैठ गए, thank you for giving me this chair. Best profile is seen. मुझे तो पता भी नहीं था, मेरे पास choice था. But it's the hot seat involved with this, with First Tray, with Lakadbaggha, and it's been a dream long coming. But अगर आपके पिछले कुछ acting roles देखे जाएं, your choices that you've had, you've played an LGBTQ plus character in Hum Bhi Akele Tum Bhi Akele. You've played a cult writer in Mastram. Okay. Yeah. People are never going to let you forget that.
I don't want them to.
Yeah.
I did it for them.
Yes, that's the spirit, man. To being in an Oscar-nominated director's film, No Fathers in Kashmir, as an army major, and now something like Lakadbaggha. All of these choices are so out of the box. ये ऐसे ही हो जाता है या there is a very specific thought process behind it?
सच्ची बताऊं?
सच्ची बताओ यार.
I really believe in the concept of no box. I mean, it's a human-made concept where we make boxes to be lazy, I feel. And then when we do something out of it, we feel very good, khud se. So my mother taught me this, and I believe it, that there are no systems. You create the system. And I try to live my life without a box. It's empty space for me. Wow. And that's how and that's what I look to do when I look for parts. And process is very important for me. I always stress on that. With Mastram, I am the only Indian actor who has a show with 1,000 million plus views. The only, very proud of it. There was the team of Game of Thrones that did intimacy on that show. अभी ये इंटीमेसी डायरेक्टर्स सब लोग बात करते हैं. मैं 3 साल पहले जो दुनिया के बेस्ट हैं उनके साथ काम कर चुका हूँ. So there is a process there because those women were so empowering. The way they shot that show, the way they taught me about filmmaking, about how intimacy is to be dealt with. Hum Bhi Akele was an LGBTQ plus film. Again, it took me to a space where I'm not comfortable in. And with Lakadbaggha, Krav Maga, the action, was the exciting part. I wanted to do something which pushes me physically और तकलीफ देता है मुझे थोड़ा, तो मुझे तकलीफ में मजा आता है. I like suffering. So इसीलिए मैं कोशिश करता हूँ. I think the universe gives gives all of us what we ask for, and I think I like roles which make me suffer a little.
Times you got hit on stage.
I have on set. Yeah, इस picture में मुझे I have got a cut on my chest thanks to Iksha who's not here. I've got a hit. I've got a cut here. I've got actually a bald patch here because, yeah, so it's terrible.
Yeah, it's all part of the job, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and especially, wow. Seriously, that's the kind of dedication that we look for. हम सिर्फ ये कहते हैं कि बाहर अलग-अलग languages में ये सब हो रहा है, हम यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं कर रहे? But this is the kind of dedication, this is the kind of follow-through that is required. And with the follow-through, you've also opened at KIF already. You are going ahead to the Southeast Asian Festival as well.
It's already happened.
It's already happened. Wow.
In New York City, we played it.
Wow. And we've seen the trailer here, and 13th is when it's releasing as well. Great, man. मैं ये joke crack करना चाहता था, so don't mind if I keep cracking bad jokes in between. एक बहुत ही प्यारा गाना है अली सेठी का, ठीक है? वो गाना है, मैं गाऊंगा नहीं, मैं बस बोल देता हूँ. चांदनी रात बड़ी देर के बाद आई है. रिद्धि डोगरा भी बस उतनी ही देर से आई है. So, Ridhi.
Yes.
I'm a fan of your acting.
bullying me. Right at the beginning. सबसे पहले I want to ask, where is Arun? Arun जिसने मुझे call किया था, is he there or he's left? Yeah, good, okay. I thought मुझे call, where are you? Where are you? Are you coming? I was like, yeah.
Arun like, please आ जाइए, हमें शुरुआत करनी है. But Rids, I've always loved your acting. I have always looked forward to what you're doing next. You have acted across media. It does not bother you at all. You know, it's just acting is acting is acting. And this is now your film debut, right? Has it sunk in yet?
No. No, like I said, I mean, like you said, that it's all, and actually what Anshuman also said, there's no system, clean slate. That's how I also think. I don't think like, okay, now I'm doing a film. My process on whatever I've done, television किया, उसमें भी यही process होता था. मैं बहुत सवाल पूछती थी, बहुत सारे, you know, I would like to know everything. I would like to make as much logical sense of whatever I'm doing as possible.
Yeah, I've seen that on set.
Yes, and it continues to whichever set I'm on. So, अपने आप को, I think when I saw myself on the big screen, Calcutta में, तब मुझे definitely लगा कि oh my God, I don't look bad, yeah, I should do more films. I look so good, I sound so good. So that definitely happened, but no, like I said, mediums don't really matter to me. They don't. You know, as long as I'm part of a good story, a good character, and a good team, that's all that truly matters.
All right. He's the dimpled antagonist in this film. मतलब ऐसे इंसान को बुरा कैसे माने? But that is the challenge of an actor, right? I mean, you might look so sweet, so harmless, but you have to be that toxic fellow, right? ज़्यादा strong हो गया क्या? Paresh, why didn't you tell us?
Check.
Sing also for us, na?
Huh.
He's a good singer.
Yeah, usually bad people have a very deep voice, as you can see.
Yeah, just before this, you know, trailer launch started, Victor and I were having a chat, and he spoke of an international actor who was in 50 Shades of Grey, but also in a very opposite kind of a film. So I think looks can be deceptive, and casting shouldn't be based on that. And
Absolutely.
And which is why I love working with these guys, with Victor, with Anshuman, because they see me for what I'm not, maybe because it's a bad guy. But yeah, they believe in me. So thank you.
All right. Well, Victor, this is your first project as a director, film director, right? And do you think that your choice was to direct this film was also kind of influenced by the fact that you yourself are a graphic novel buff, right? Heroes, villains, ये तो हमारी जिंदगी का हिस्सा है. Is that something also that influenced what you were doing, and what was the experience like?
See, I believe that heroes or villains are two sides of the same coin, right? So we can't call anyone good or evil. Like in this film, when you see Paresh's character and Anshuman's character, they all are borderline on the good and evil. But we can't judge. We are no one to judge anyone. This film has a I would like to share the history behind how this film started. So Anshuman and I we were on a road trip for another show. From the east of Arunachal to the west of Arunachal, and we had a lot of time. And we were talking about, we have been friends for a very long time, and we have been talking about how we should, both of us should collaborate on a project which is about animals. And then he shared a story about how his brother picked up a hyena cub, thinking of it as a pup, and took it to their...
He knew it's a hyena, he lied. Wow. So I was born in Allahabad, and there was a security guard who told my elder brother कि भैया लकड़बग्गे का बच्चा है पालोगे? My brother, being my brother, he's my complete opposite. He said हाँ ले आओ. So हम लोग को लगा कुत्ते का बच्चा है, and then in the 7th day उसने एक full grown Alsatian का गला पूरा फाड़ दिया. And then my mother got to know that there's a hyena in the house. So then hell broke loose and the hyena had to be taken back to the forest.
Yeah. So, and then I told him that I always wanted to make something with the name Lakadbaggha. And then he narrated a scene, which is the opening scene of our film. And we said, okay, then let's do it. And then we spoke to the writer, who is also a very dear friend, one of the best graphic novel writers in India, Alok Sharma. He
Yes, Indus verse.
Yeah, he so much more. So all three of us, we sat and we got the story cracked, and then Lakadbaggha for us was all heart. We made a film with heart. All of us, Ridhi, Paresh, Anshuman, I, and everyone who were involved, from the writers to the guys who serve tea on the sets. Everyone made this film with heart, because when you see this film, this is for us. We didn't treat this as a project. We treated this as something that we all love about. Animals we all care about. All of us care about animals, and which we don't do about it. And when someone does something about it, most of the time we don't stand against it. And this is a film about one person who stands against it. And I think it always starts with one. So this is our effort to start that thing all over the world. And,
Anshuman, do you feel that somewhere maybe the inspiration also came from, as a collective, as a team, that we live in a country where the laws against animal cruelty are not that strong? Or if they are, then they are very flimsy. Ki 500 ka fine de do, nikal jao. Did that also somewhere impact the thing that this is the kind of movie that you wanted to make? You wanted to send out a message, but in an entertainer.
Yeah, the thing is, I have grown up with dogs all my life.
Right.
So dogs are a big part of my existence.
Yeah.
I have 2 adopted indie dogs. Everyone tells me it's crazy to adopt 2 dogs in an apartment. And the thing is, मैं चाहे दिन में कितना भी थका हूँ, मैंने 12 घंटे काम किया हो, 16 घंटे काम किया हो, 20 घंटे काम किया हो, I go back home and I walk them personally. I don't have a walker. I think it's a responsibility when you, और ये शुरुआत I think it big credit to my mother, because she told me, when you commit to something, commit 100%. So if you choose, and it kind of is applying to all relationships, human relationships as well. So I don't like convenient things in life. I judge them. I'm very openly saying that. I judge people who are convenient. And the thing was, I wanted to make a film about a character who's simple, who's ordinary, that if someone as ordinary as Anshuman can do it, then anybody in the audience can do it.
Right.
That's the thought and the power of Lakadbaggha, that Arjun Bakshi is a simple boy who वो courier service का काम करता है, कुछ नहीं, जिसके कुत्ते हैं, जिसको वो खिलाता है indie dogs को streets में, और उसमें से एक कुत्ता missing हो जाता है, और वो उस कुत्ते से जो layers खुलते हैं, and how he comes across a hyena, and that's what the journey is. So the whole idea behind the film was to say something true and honest. This story has lived with me for about good part of 6 years. In fact, when we, as First Ray Films, we did our first film called Mona Darling, which was on Amazon Prime, तब मुझे ये film बनानी थी. लेकिन क्योंकि ये थोड़ी बड़ी film थी, and I wanted an international DOP, a foreign musician, ये सब चीजें मुझे तब से चाहिए थी.
A great stunt team.
A great stunt team. I didn't want to do action with जो कि हो रहा है. So like I'm a huge fan of, say, Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is an idol for me. So मैं चाहता था कि हम सब, जब रिद्धि ने भी ट्रेनिंग की या एकशा ने ट्रेनिंग की, I went to New York to train with Sahi Shimesh, who's trained the Avengers cast. Again, no Indian film or Indian actor has worked with someone like Sahi. And Sahi said something very interesting to me. He said, I usually get actors who are, buffed and built and big. And, they are the prototype for action.
Correct.
This is the first time I'm getting an actor who's an artist who's training to do an action film. So like I said, again going back to my out of box and no box concept, कि कुछ भी set नहीं है, ये सब हमारे दिमाग में condition किया गया है, And we as a company are trying to break that and gradually do it where we want to work with universal people, happy people, like Ridhi is happy. Like this film's biggest plus has been the joy we've had during the shoot.
Yes, yes.
And I'm very grateful to each one of them, people who are not even here. Jean-Marc, the French DP. He didn't need to do this film, but he did. Simon Francois, he didn't need to, but they all loved the script. And we are all dog lovers. So that's what's connecting all of us.
I think with that intention, I think that's why that quote is right there. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
It's a fun fact. That quote was on my diary. I write diaries every year. So it was on my diary when I was 12 years old. So that quote has been, I love Mark Twain. I used to read his books as a kid. And I love that quote. So it kind of went with the world of Lakadbaggha that Alok wrote. And how Alok created Arjun Bakshi. So that's why I thought the quote is symbolic of the film.
And also, when you see the action, I would also like to thank Vicky Arora from Foursquare Action. He designed the stunts really well. They all trained with them, and you see the action. You will not see anything flying, anything going overboard. It's very, very grounded, very regular. There's very raw. So that I also think is one of the very good points about our film, what we tried to make, and rest is for you guys to decide, but yeah.
Well, the rest is for you to decide. January 13th is when the film hits the theaters, yes. But there is a question that I have that only Anshuman can answer, and that is why Jan 13th? Why did you choose that date, given everything that's happening, the current situation, vagera, vagera?
See, the film premiered in Kolkata, went to New York. We wanted to ride that wave. We just felt that, it just felt right. I'm a very feeling-based person. So when something feels right, I do it. And किसी महान पुरुष ने, I should say, किसी महान पठान ने कहा है कि मौसम खराब होने वाला है, कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लीजिए. तो मैंने सोचा इससे पहले कि मौसम खराब हो, पिक्चर रिलीज कर दो.
Of course, यार.
इसको कहते हैं क्रॉस प्रमोशन.
Cross promotion. Anshuman ने कहा कि. But yes, of course, there has to be that optimism, and there has
also
to be
we didn't know, that Kutte is coming on the same day, which is ironic, and we would love, like I'm going to be messaging everybody. Nasir Saab. I've grown up, I started with theatre and I've done backstage for Motley. So I want the whole team of Kutte to watch our film, and I want our entire team to go and watch Kutte, and I think it's going to be a great Friday.
Yeah, it will be. Well, before we open the ground for questions from the press, is there anything else any of you would like to add? कुछ भी?
Yeah, we'll wait for the
वहाँ से questions. ठीक है जी, तो प्रेस वाले आपका तो सबसे पहले हाथ उठ गया है. तो माइक जहां पे भी जिसके भी हाथ में हो, प्लीज पास इट ऑन टू दिस जेंटलमैन हियर. जी सर, ढंग का सवाल पूछना, पीछे से गुहार रही है.
I'll try my best. Hi, this is Mayur here from Beyond Bollywood.
Hi Mayur, thank you for coming.
Firstly, I think congratulations. It's an interesting trailer, and I'm glad someone has thought on these lines. And I just have a couple of questions. I think first probably I'll ask to Ridhi. I don't know whether you'll remember me, but many years back, I think when you had stepped into television, I think it was a real TV show or something. That is when I had the honor of meeting you, and I was blown away by your confidence, for a young girl. And obviously you briefly mentioned that mediums have never mattered to you as such, but it's been a long wait, to get a first film break. What I would like to know from you is, starting from that day and today, obviously when you started, did you even have any film aspirations, or you were just ready to go with the flow?
That's exactly what I did all my life. I just have gone with the flow. So I would not say I waited for a film to happen and it happened very late. It's happened when it had to. I was honestly never really keen to do films. I was not chasing them. I was always happy exploring my own self wherever I was. So if I was on a set for that time, then I'm happy to give it my best, and I literally would give it my best. you know, if I sat down to talk to you, I hope I tried to give my best to the chat we had back then, because that's all. मेरे लिए life उतनी ही है कि मैं जहाँ हूँ वहाँ पूरी तरह जीऊँ. So I don't really plan ahead or see. I don't believe in mojo. I believe in Jomo. I don't mind. That's my thing. Jomo is my thing. Wherever I am, that's where paradise is. That's what I believe. So I don't, you know, the journey, when you ask me about the journey from that day to today, it's been full of experiences, full of, you know, I honestly feel like आपने कहा कि मैं आपसे तब मिली थी, you know, I've constantly met people along my journey. I've met so many people I used to know, so many people have helped me. So I feel like I'm really protected on this journey. I'm constantly meeting people who I've known before, and you know, that feels really good. So I only have good things to say about whatever journey I'm having, and wherever everything takes me, you know, whether, like I said, mere liye lines matter hi nahi karti. So whatever medium, I'm happy to contribute and add value.
But post the success of Asur, you know, there must have been aspiration, you know, that now maybe the country at large, you know, at least the Hindi audience has, you know, seen your talent, you know, on a different medium. So post Asur, you must have like had some, you know, humble expectations.
You know, so Asur happened before lockdown, and this is the only thing that I've actually often spoken about also. Asur happened, we went into lockdown in a week. So the world was hit by a very different kind of, you know, usme time hi nahi tha for me to process what, you know, this newfound love that I was receiving. I was receiving a lot of love from people. Thanks to social media, I was getting to know about it. And then the same thing happened with me a year after that, which is last year, with Married Woman. Married Woman released in March, and again the country was hit by a very bad bout of, you know, everyone was not in a good space, if we all remember that time. So I think the timing was, you know, my work has been very well received, but timing of things till now was a little off, and I take things with a sense of humor. So it's absolutely fine, but I'm hoping that now, you know, I'd be able to make something of the love that people give me and take it to a higher level.
Just two quick questions, short ones. You know, Anshuman briefly mentioned about Kutte and Lakadbaggha. You know, this is just a tongue-in-cheek question. Between a pack of Lakadbagghas and a pack of dogs, who has the big bite force?
Sir, you don't need a pack of Lakadbagghas. Ek hi kafi hai.
But usually they hunt in pair.
Sorry?
Usually they hunt as a group, no? They hunt as a
Not
pack.
really. When
Not
they are
hyenas.
hungry, and when they are in scavenging mode, and when the game is big, hyenas hunt in packs when they are going for the lion. Only because they are very smart. I'll tell you a few fun facts about hyena. They can count. Hyenas can count. Okay, one of the only animals other than the monkey that has that brain cell. It has the highest protein content, hyena milk, amongst all mammals on the planet. All mammals. So hyena का दूध जो पिएगा, इसीलिए hyena के बच्चे मतलब बचपन से ही खतरनाक होते हैं. जैसे मैंने आपको स्टोरी सुनाई, इलाहाबाद में full grown Alsatian का गला फाड़ दिया. So to give a tongue-in-cheek answer to your tongue-in-cheek question,
I'll give you one Lakadbaggha for their kutte. This is one Lakadbaggha, and that film is called Kutte.
I didn't say anything.
No, that's wonderful.
We are animal lovers, so कुत्ते भी लकड़बग्गा भी साथ में रहेंगे. Of course.
Just one last
Go ahead.
question, if I may. Basically, when it comes to, you know, animal welfare, you know, and especially for celebrities, you know, so I personally feel it's always a double-edged sword, because the moment that particular celebrity is captured eating any non-vegetarian food, and then, you know, people are out to, you know, they'll troll them, you know, that this is hypocrisy. So I appreciate, you know, each one of you all can just comment on this.
It is. And I'm willing to put my neck out and say it. It's big time hypocrisy. I called out my own hypocrisy 3 years ago. I was born in a Maithil Brahmin family. So fish was by default a staple diet. And when the lockdown happened in 2019, I lost my mother in 2020. I lost my mom, and then the lockdown happened. A lot of things in my life changed. And I was sitting with my dog, and I realized that if I love this dog, और मैं और कोई मीट नहीं खाता था, मैं सिर्फ मछली खाता था. और मैंने decide किया कि नहीं यार, I can't be a hypocrite. And I have been vegetarian now for nearly 3 years. And I think my humble opinion, my 2 cents. Everybody has their freedom and they can choose to do what they want. But मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि we need to respect all living things. It's only our greed that attracts us to, and it's our conditioning. Like I was conditioned to eat fish, right? Because it wasn't my choice that I was. So it's a much larger spectrum and a much wider thing we need to deal with, and we can't only judge people on one choice. We need to educate them, and then it's, I think, an instinctive thing here. So I can personally say I am a pure veg. I am married to a vegan who makes better vegan food than most vegetarian, non-vegetarian things I've had. So I'm lucky that way.
Ridhi and the director and the Miss, would you like to add to this?
On.
I actually, you know, after shooting for this film, I stopped eating chicken.
ये पिक्चर देखने के बाद आप लोग बिरयानी छोड़ देंगे, इसकी गारंटी मैं देता हूँ.
Guys, I have. I mean, I really enjoy my food, and but I told all of them that you guys have ruined me for life. I do not want to eat chicken after I've seen what I've seen in this film, and I've been honestly, I've been telling a lot of people the same. Guys, don't eat chicken. You don't know what is what anymore. You don't even know how it's cooked. And I've got a lot of people thinking in the past few months. So this film will definitely do that much to you.
Okay. Sir, would you like to add, please?
हाँ जी. To answer your first question.
रिद्धि जी
रुकिए.
एक मिनट अरुण, एक मिनट रुकना.
सर 1 मिनट ये जरा जवाब दे दें.
हाँ जी. Thank you. यार लक्कड़ बग्गा हो, कुत्ते हो, भालू हो, लोमड़ी हो, जंगल में सबके लिए जगह है. You know, nature has its own ecosystem, and that's how we should treat our films also. Instead of competing with one another, we should cheer for each other. And talking about my personal choices and how I support what I believe in, एक तो है कि एक डायलॉग है रंग दे बसंती में कि दुनिया में 2 तरह के लोग होते हैं. एक वो जो बस देखते हैं, बर्दाश्त करते हैं, और दूसरे जो जिम्मेदारी लेते हैं अपनी तरफ से. So this bunch is that bunch who's taking a little initiative. You're not trying to preach anything. You have your own choices. But personal level pe, I also try to do. I've stopped consuming or wearing any leather products. पूरी तरह avoid करना मुश्किल होता है because of the kind of world we live in. Everything is so modernized. I'm trying to go more towards sustainable fashion, which is environment friendly. तो बस छोटा छोटा करो यार, बूंद बूंद सागर.
Thank you
guys, well said.
All the best to you all. All the best.
हमारा अगला सवाल कहाँ पे था? माइक उनको पास कर दीजिए प्लीज.
Hi Arun.
अंशुमन जी, क्या हो अगर रियल में लकड़बग्घा आप लोगों के सामने आ जाए, तो कैसे हैंडल करेंगे आप एंड कैसे ट्रीट करेंगे?
मेरे सामने आया है. मैंने खतरों के खिलाड़ी किया था और मेरे सामने लकड़बग्घा आया था. And but we also had a lot of people who were there to keep us separate and make sure that the animal doesn't cross a certain limit. But it's very scary. Hyenas are very scary.
Yeah, because आपको कुछ नहीं करना पड़ता तो वो लकड़बग्घा ही करता है.
यार मेरा एक दूसरा टेक है जानवरों के बारे में. मैं 5 साल का था तो इलाहाबाद में किंग कोबरा मेरे पाँव के ऊपर से ऐसे चला गया था, फुल ग्रोन. हाँ, मेरे घर में रहता था और मैंने फिर उसको चेस किया देखने के लिए कि वो कहाँ रहता है. तो मेरा ऐसा मानना है हर जानवर, सी एनिमल्स रिएक्ट टू इंस्टिंक्ट, दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड लैंग्वेज. सो व्हाट यू नीड टू हैव इज अ क्लीन हार्ट, एंड व्हेन आई से अ क्लीन हार्ट, it needs to be a consistent clean heart. It can't be a convenient, temporary, superficial clean heart.
Like clarity.
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 So if a real lakadbagga comes in front of me, I will be stupid to go and interact with it. But if I don't have an option, I will try to do what Arjun did in the film and try to tame it like best I have been taught to tame other 4-legged creatures. And मुझे बहुत मज़ा आता है ट्रेनिंग देखने में. मैं सिंगापुर जू में गया था तो मैं वहाँ टाइगर्स, लाइक रेगुलर टाइगर्स को देखता था जो ट्रेनर्स के साथ इंटरेक्ट करते थे, और मैं 4 घंटे बैठ के उनको सिर्फ देखता रहता था कि क्या हो रहा है ये. और वो समझते थे. ऐसा नहीं है कि वो हमारी भाषा समझते हैं, लेकिन वो हमारी इंस्टिंक्ट को समझते हैं. तो अगर आई थिंक टू आंसर सर्स क्वेश्चन एंड योर क्वेश्चन टुगेदर, कि it is about a collective consciousness that we need to start getting more aware, more conscious, and animals will stop harming us. Like me and my wife have been on क्या कहते हैं हम, we've seen snakes in the wild and they have never attacked. They are chilling, taking the sun in. You don't disturb them, they don't disturb you. It's just simple.
सो अंशुमन जी, लकड़बग्घा से डर लगता है आपको या पठान से?
एक और टंग इन चीक क्वेश्चन।
सर पठान से डर नहीं लगता, पठान से बहुत प्यार है बचपन से। इनफैक्ट जब भी मिले हैं उनसे, उन्होंने सिर्फ इनकरेज ही किया है। मेरी किस्मत अच्छी रही है कि मुझे एक ऐड करने का मौका मिला है उनके साथ, समय बिताने का मौका मिला है, लेकिन सिर्फ प्यार है, सिर्फ प्यार और इज्जत। और लकड़बग्घा से डर नहीं लगता क्योंकि अब वो मेरा दोस्त बन गया इस फिल्म में।
अंशुमन, रिद्धि जी ने बताया कि ट्रेलर में आपकी पहली डेट है और हमने आपको नोटिस, रिद्धि जी ने बताया कि ट्रेलर में आपकी पहली डेट है एंड हमने आपको नोटिस किया, आप कहीं पार्टीज में नहीं दिखाई देते, कहीं स्पॉटिंग नहीं होते। तो क्या ये वो रीज़न है कि आप बहुत सारी फिल्में करते हैं, या बॉलीवुड में होकर आपकी पहली डेट? मुझे कुछ समझा नहीं, अगर आप बता सकें।
मुझे आपका सवाल नहीं समझ। मैं बहुत सारी फिल्में नहीं करता हूँ, शायद इसलिए क्योंकि मैं ज़्यादा बाहर नहीं जाता, ज़्यादा मेरे दोस्त यार नहीं है। नहीं यार, मुझे सच्ची में, मैं फिल्म ना भगवान सरस्वती है मेरे लिए। आप समझिए मेरी अपब्रिंगिंग जो टीचर्स ने मुझे सिखाया है। तो मैं अपनी दुनिया में काम करता हूँ, मैं टाइम पे सोता हूँ, टाइम पे जागता हूँ, मेहनत करता हूँ, बहुत मेहनत करता हूँ। मुझसे ज़्यादा मेहनत मेरे हिसाब से कोई नहीं करता। और ये मैं सच्चे दिल से बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मैं दिन रात सिर्फ काम करता हूँ। मैं शराब नहीं पीता, मैं सिगरेट नहीं पीता, मैं पार्टियाँ नहीं करता हूँ। और ये मेरा चॉइस है बचपन से, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं एफर्ट करता हूँ। मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ ये सही है, ये गलत है, सबकी अपनी चॉइस है। लेकिन मैं कॉन्शियसली ट्राई करता हूँ कि मैं एक टाइम में एक फिल्म करूँ और उसको पूरी तरह से करूँ। सो लकड़बग्घा का जो पोस्टर था, जो ट्रेलर था, ये कोट था, ये फिल्म शूट होने से पहले मेरे दिमाग में था। जो कैंपेन, आप शोंकू मिसिंग के होर्डिंग्स देखेंगे बाहर, शोंकू मिसिंग, शोंकू इज इन द फिल्म, होर्डिंग्स जो पोस्टर्स लगे हैं। तो मैं कोशिश करता हूं कि मैं एक टाइम में एक काम करूं। तो जब मैंने शादी करके हनीमून पे गया, 1 महीने मैंने चिल किया, कुछ नहीं किया, ठीक है। और जब मैं काम करता हूं तो मैं सिर्फ काम करता हूं। टू दी, I mean, I annoy some people sometimes, but that's how I am, that's how I will be, and I like working with people who can work around that.
Why did you look at us when you said you annoy some people?
Because I do annoy someone.
Anshuman over here.
Hello, main
Anshuman.
question.
Yeah.
किस तरफ हो यार, बहुत रोशनी है, पता नहीं चल रहा।
Yeah,
ओके,
yeah.
हाय।
Anshuman, it's been over a decade, मतलब कि आप लव, सेक्स और धोखा किए थे, और फिर उससे पहले आपने प्लेज में भी काम किया है। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि मतलब इतनी सारी अच्छी फिल्म में आपने काम किया है, बट आपको जो ड्यू मिलना चाहिए था अभी तक मिला नहीं है ड्यू, तो क्या कहेंगे उसके बारे में?
सच बताऊं यार, देख, ये जो मुझे लगता है भगवान जितना देता है, जब देता है, फिलोसॉफिकली नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, उतना ही मिलता है। जहाँ तक ड्यू की बात है, मैं 30-40 साल तक अगर जिंदा रहा तो खेलूंगा। तो वो इवेंचुअली, बच्चन साहब ने मुझे एक बार बोला था, मैंने उनके साथ जब शूट पे था, कि लॉन्ग रन में सब बराबर हो जाता है। तो मुझे बिल्कुल भी इस बात का ना गम है। मैं बहुत ज़्यादा खुश नहीं होता हूँ, बहुत ज़्यादा दुखी नहीं होता हूँ। मैं कोशिश करता हूँ पूरी मेहनत करने की। और जहाँ तक आपका सवाल है, अगर आप मुझे थोड़ा चाबी मार रहे हैं कि मेरे कंटेम्प्रेरीज आगे बढ़ गए हैं, तो मैं उनके लिए बहुत खुश हूँ, क्योंकि वो मुझे इंस्पायर करते हैं, और ये मैं सच्ची बोल रहा हूँ। और मेरे लिए काम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है यार। तो मैं जब एक फिल्म करता हूँ ना, तो मैं पूरी शिद्दत से करता हूँ, एंड फुल 200% एफर्ट के साथ। एंड आई डोंट ट्राई टू फील गुड और बैड अबाउट गेटिंग। आई थिंक कंपैरिजन इज द थीफ ऑफ जॉय, इट्स अ वेरी फेमस कोट। सो आई डोंट बिलीव कि बाहर क्या हो रहा है, आई ओनली बिलीव इन माई स्फीयर। 2002 में मैंने अपना पहला नाटक किया था पृथ्वी थिएटर में। 21 साल हो गए अब। I would like to know what my contemporaries were doing in 2002 and what they were doing at 16 years of age, to answer your question if you have to write that. But I won't, because that's their journey and this is mine. And I have done what I have in my way, and that is how I will live my life. I will not be boxed, I will not be in systems. I will do what I believe in and I will find a way to do it. इसीलिए फर्स्ट डे फिल्म्स शुरू हुआ है, क्योंकि मैं फिल्में नहीं बना सकता था, I'll be honest, अभी भी नहीं बना सकता हूँ। लेकिन कुछ लोग हैं जिनको ट्रस्ट है मेरे टैलेंट पे, जिनका मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ, और जो बिलीव करते हैं कि हम जिस प्रकार की कहानियाँ कह रहे हैं वो ज़रूरी है। चाहे वो मोना डार्लिंग सोशल मीडिया थ्रिलर हो जो अमेजोन पे है, या हम भी अकेले हैं हो जो डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पे LGBTQ फिल्म है, या अब लकड़बग्गा हो जो एनिमल बेस्ड फिल्म है. So we are saying things with, and it's important to have different kinds of voices in a society. And I'm just trying to be as original to my true self. एक चीज़ मैं बोलूँगा, जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ, जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ और जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, वो हमेशा सिंक में होगा. And it will piss some people off, but I don't care about that.
रिद्धि जी आपसे जानना चाहेंगे, मैम यहाँ पे, मैम यहाँ पे. रिद्धि जी आपकी क्या चॉइस थी, मतलब आपने अपना डेब्यू ये फिल्म से चुना है, तो क्या रीज़न था इसको चुनने का? मतलब
आई मेट अंशुमन एंड विक्टर और मुझे 3 चीज़ों की वजह से मैंने हाँ बोला था. सबसे पहले कि जैसे ही मैंने सुना कि एनिमल सेंट्रिक फिल्म है तो आई वॉज इंटरेस्टेड. सेकेंड, उन्होंने बोला क्राव मागा, एंड मैं उस टाइम पे ढूंढ रही थी मेरे घर के आसपास कहाँ मैं क्राव मागा सीख सकती हूँ. आई वांटेड टू लर्न इट जस्ट फॉर माई सेल्फ पर्सनली. सो द मोमेंट अंशुमन सेड देयर इज अ बिट ऑफ क्राव मागा, यू विल हैव टू ट्रेन, आई वाज लाइक व्हाट. एंड थर्ड, आई थिंक देयर इंटरेस्ट इन मी व्हेन अंशुमन एंड विक्टर वर टॉकिंग टू मी. मेरे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि जो टीम है you know behind any project, they should be interested in me. They have to be excited to have me to whatever little capacity I'm there in or big capacity I'm there in, but उन्हें अपना time invest करना चाहिए मुझ में और मेरे सवालों में, because मैं तो बहुत सवाल पूछने वाली हूँ. So I think those 3 things were fully in place. They were really invested in the conversation we had, and like I said, एनिमल्स के बारे में थी तो मैं तो बहुत इंटरेस्टेड थी. और मुझे लगा कि मैंने नहीं सोचा ऐसा कि ये मेरी डेब्यू फिल्म है, ये मैं वैसे नहीं सोचती हूँ. मैं अपने आप को बॉक्सेस में डालती ही नहीं हूँ एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग. एंड ठीक है, वो डिफ़िकल्ट है लोगों को समझने में कि ऐसे कैसे होता है, बिकॉज दिस इज़ हाउ एवरीवन डज इट, बट आई डोंट. ना मैं खुद को बॉक्स में डालती हूँ, ना मैं किसी और को बॉक्स में डालती हूँ. तो मुझे बस ये 3 चीज़ें अच्छी लगी और मुझे लगा it's a good way to spend my time. It's a good way to spend my time on a set, and that's all that mattered to me.
Anshuman, hi.
Time, Anshuman.
Anshuman,
I think-
towards your left. Left.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Russell De Silva from PTI.
Hi, Russell.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So my first question is going back to what you said a little while earlier, that if you are an animal lover, it's kind of hypocritical to eat meat and then claim to be an animal lover. So are you outright saying that whoever is an animal lover who keeps pets, they cannot eat meat, otherwise they need to stop calling themselves animal lover? Because I myself have pets and I love animals, I can't stop eating meat.
I am nobody here to say anything to anyone. I can only take responsibility for my actions. Like I said before in that answer, I am accountable for what I am thinking, what I am speaking, and what I am doing. And I don't care about anything beyond that, to be honest. Having said that, I shared my journey about what happened, because I used to eat fish and I loved fish. I won't lie. I used to love eating fish curry. Victor makes very good fish curry. And wo dimag mein ho jata hai. See, understand this one simple thing, Russell, that none of us have chosen to be born in the houses we are born in. So everything we do is a byproduct of our conditioning. Now you today can choose to be the smarter person than anybody who's taught you and start making better decisions. That's a call you can take. That's the power only you have. But for that, you need to be accountable for your life. And I think that's a choice. So everything goes from positive choices to good awareness to a better consciousness. So I am not commenting on anyone.
One more question. Would you also agree with this, that Mastram was probably the biggest thing you have done till now? I mean, it reached to every nook and cranny in India, and you really became...
The army guys and everyone at the airport love me every time I
Yes.
go. The CRPF, they love it.
So what I would want to know is that obviously doing that, it probably would have been a pretty risky proposition considering the industry. It was such an erotic content, and people are known to be notorious for typecasting over here. So how risky was the proposition, and how rewarding it was that you did not get typecast and it paid off?
Yeah, again, clarity of thought. I knew what it's going to do for me, but like I said in my previous answer, process is very important for me. So the first question to the producers there, Mr. Sunil Bora, was who's going to do intimacy? Because I didn't want to do what the actors were doing outside. I mean, the media has given tags to a lot of actors who do a lot of intimacy, but I never got tagged, and full credit for that will go to the women who came from Hollywood, Amanda and Megan, who directed intimacy in such a safe and happy environment. The aesthetic of that show is better than any intimate thing done in India anywhere, I feel. And it's because you got a foreign crew who was charging probably more than all of us put together, and credit there needs to go to that producer, because I truly believe producers make movies and shows. So credit to those producers for putting their money where their mouth was, making me feel comfortable, making the women feel comfortable, because trust me, intimacy is like dance or action. It's very technical on set. And these women were coming off a show like Game of Thrones and Magicians. You know, these are shows we watch and we look in awe. And now we had the same team working with me. So for me, I don't think ahead, I don't think behind, I think in the moment. And for me, the character of Raja Ram, because it was based on a real life person, was extremely enriching. Because here's a man who's in love with a woman, but to marry her, he needs money. He used to read Shakespeare and Brecht, but he never sold his novels because people said they were boring. So he was forced to write a cult, and to be honest, सबने मस्तराम पढ़ी है, सबके पिताओं ने, uncles ने, जिससे मैं मिलता हूँ ना, सबको पता है. So I also don't like being hypocrite in that way, because everybody has sex here. There is no problem if it's done aesthetically, which is what Mastram did with those two women. So that's the reason I did, and I had no fear, because I knew कि इसके बाद मैं कुछ अलग करूँगा, and अलग.
Hi, you're holding the mics for 6 questions.
Sohail from एक सेकंड थोड़ी आवाज नहीं आ रही, बताइए.
Hello.
Sohail from Asian Bollywood, next to Russell.
अगला आपके पास आते हैं. अगला
Hello.
Anshuman and Victor and the entire team, congratulations for
Thank you.
Lakadbaggha.
Thank you so much.
आपकी एक फिल्म आई थी अंशुमन, ये है बकरापुर.
जी.
एनिमल से रिलेटेड था.
जी जी.
और उस बकरे का नाम था शाहरुख.
अरे यार.
बहुत चर्चा में थी वो फिल्म, और आप भी. इस बार लकड़बग्गा है, तो कभी मन में आया था कि लकड़बग्गा का भी कोई नाम रखे और जो फिल्म स्टार वाला नाम हो?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. देखिए, ये है बकरापुर, एक नेशनल अवार्ड विनिंग फिल्म मेकर हैं वो, जानकी विश्वनाथन, साउथ की. नेटफ्लिक्स पे फिल्म है, प्लीज देखिए. वो उनकी फिल्म थी, वो उनकी सोच थी. उसमें मेरा एक किरदार था जाफर का, जो मैंने निभाया, जो मुझे बहुत पसंद आया. वो उनकी सोच थी, जिसको एज एन एक्टर, जब मैं एज एन एक्टर सेट पे जाता हूँ, विक्टर ने मुझे डायरेक्ट किया है कि एक शो पे, Z5 के लॉन्च शो पे, बब्बर के टब्बर पे, जब मैं एज एन एक्टर सेट पे जाता हूँ, मैं सिर्फ स्क्रिप्ट और डायरेक्टर की बात सुनता हूँ और चुपचाप अपना काम करता हूँ. क्योंकि मुझे लगता है एक एक्टर का काम वही है, टू डू द बेस्ट दे कैन, बी ऑन टाइम, नो देयर लाइन्स, एंड डू द बेस्ट दे कैन डू विद द स्क्रिप्ट. 3 थिंग्स. ये मुझे बैरी जॉन ने सिखाया था सबसे पहले जब मैंने उनकी ट्रेनिंग की थी. और मुझे नहीं लगता कि एज एन एक्टर मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है वो फिल्म, ना ही मुझे लगता है कि यहाँ पे लकड़बग्गा को कोई नाम देने की ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि वो पेट नहीं है. जस्ट अ फन फैक्ट, 2021 August 13th, an Indian striped hyena was spotted in Corbett National Park for the first time in 5 years. जूज में है इंडियन स्ट्राइप्ड हाइना, लेकिन वाइल्ड में नहीं दिखा था 5 साल के लिए. पहली बार दिखा 13 अगस्त 2021 को, फ्रंट पेज न्यूज थी सब जगह. तो हमारी फिल्म की दुनिया में परेश के किरदार ने उस हाइना को किडनैप किया है. सो क्योंकि वो एक किडनैप्ड एनिमल है, उसका नाम रखना तो थोड़ा गलत होगा.
मैंने रखा था जॉर्ज क्लूनी.
हेलो. अच्छा
जी, यहाँ पर आइए.
आई एम विजय तस्वीर न्यूज स्टेशन. जब मैंने बॉस का लकड़बग्गा साहब का जब मैंने एंट्री देखा तो ऐसा लगा क्रॉलिंग बाबा. जब मैंने ट्रेलर देखा तो मुझे लगा रनिंग बाबा. तो इनका जो काम करने का स्टाइल देखा, मुझे इन्होंने बोला ब्रूस ली को मैं लाइक करता हूँ या जैकी चैन को, मगर मुझे इस फिल्म को देख के ऐसा लगा कि विद्युत जामवंत अक्षय कुमार है ये आने वाले टाइम के लिए. और मेरी ब्लेसिंग है, और गुड नेचर गुड फ्यूचर, पिक्चर परफेक्ट, फ्यूचर परफेक्ट.
थैंक यू सर.
और कुछ मैसेज देना चाहेंगे यंग जनरेशन के लिए और इंडियन लोग के लिए?
मैं बाबा जी की जय हो जी. मैं सिर्फ बोलूँगा, मेहनत करो और सच्चाई से करो. जो कोई और कर रहा है वो मत करो. जो आपको ठीक लगे, जो आपके माँ बाप ने आपको सिखाया है वो करिए बस. और पूरी शिद्दत से मेहनत से करिए बस. वही मैं करता. मैं सिंपल रखता हूँ, ज़िंदगी बहुत सिंपल है. ये हम लोग कॉम्प्लिकेट करते हैं. तो एंड आई एम नॉट लाइंग. मैं माई वाइफ इज़ हियर. आई हैव जस्ट गॉट मैरिड and I'm loving it. I'm glad that I did. I tell her, even when we have arguments, everything is not perfect all the time. When I can't positively contribute to a conversation, I tell her, I'll come back when I can positively contribute to this. So I don't believe in elongating drama, and I think it's a human choice to do that. तो मैं वही बोलूँगा कि simple रखिए ज़िंदगी.
हेलो.
और मैं बहुत बड़ा फैन हूँ विद्युत और टाइगर दोनों का, लेकिन इस फिल्म में कोई वायर वर्क नहीं है, कोई हाई स्पीड शॉट. एक हाई स्पीड शॉट है जो आपने ट्रेलर में देखा. सो ये प्रॉबेबली पहली हिंदी एक्शन फिल्म है बिना वायर वर्क, बिना बॉडी डबल्स, बिना हाई स्पीड शॉट्स. कोई एंट्री नहीं है जहां मैं ऐसे खड़ा हूंगा और ऐसे धूल उड़ेगा, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. सब रियल है, रॉ स्ट्रीट फाइट. Krav Maga as an action form is hand to hand combat to kill. Israeli Mossad uses it क्योंकि उनके जो हमारे यहाँ जैसे रॉ है वहाँ मोसाद है, और वो लोग बिना वेपन्स के जाते हैं. तो जब साही ने मुझे ट्रेन किया, मैं न्यूयॉर्क में था, मुझे और विकी अरोरा ने यहाँ ट्रेन किया, उस समय मैं 3-4 लोगों को तो ले सकता था अकेले, क्योंकि उन्होंने मुझे सिखा दिया था 4 फंडे होते हैं. घुटने के पीछे, हियर, योर नोज, यू हिट समवन ऑन द back of your knee, irrespective of size, person goes down. You break the nose 5 to 6 seconds to regain consciousness. Psychological recovery minimum. अगर बहुत strong बंदा हो तब तक गर्दन पे एक लात मारो, खत्म. So Krav Maga is an extremely dangerous martial arts form, and I have had a lot of fun training in it. और आगे मैं इसको push करूंगा इस envelope को action में. लेकिन उन सबको मैं बहुत इज्जत करता हूँ, क्योंकि वो लोग जो करते हैं आप समझिए, वो लोग बचपन से कर रहे हैं, मेहनत है वो. चाहे अक्षय सर हुए या विद्युत या टाइगर. आई लव वॉचिंग देयर वर्क बिकॉज देर इज ट्रेनिंग एंड डिसिप्लिन इन्वॉल्व. आई रिस्पेक्ट डिसिप्लिन एंड ट्रेनिंग, एंड आई होप एज एन एक्टर आई कैन ब्रिंग समथिंग टू द टेबल फ्रॉम अ क्राफ्ट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, जो कि एक रियल ऑर्डिनरी बंदे को आप तक पहुंचने में जो मदद कर सके.
हाय, संजय मिश्रा दिस साइड फ्रॉम. हाय.
ओके, चलिए थोड़ा डायरेक्शन चेंज कर लेते हैं. संजय मिश्रा
वहीं से आ रहा है. नव भारत टाइम्स ऑनलाइन से बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
ठीक है, फर्स्ट रो.
विक्रम जी, आपसे मेरा सवाल है.
विक्टर
जी, सॉरी, माफ कीजिएगा. विक्टर जी, आपसे मेरा सवाल है. एक लंबा समय आपका रहा, आपने खूब काम किया है, OTT पे खूब काम किया, और ये आपकी पहली फिल्म है. एक तो मैं इस सफ़र के बारे में जानना चाहता हूँ, कितना मुश्किल था थिएटर तक पहुँचना पहली फिल्म में आपका, और कितना आसान था एक्टर्स को अप्रोच करना. कितनी बार लोगों ने आपकी कहानी सुनी होगी, इनकार कर दिया होगा, या ये पूरा सफ़र. और दूसरा, ये जो नाम है फर्स्ट रे फिल्म, ये नाम कैसे डिसाइड हुआ कि ये प्रोडक्शन हाउस का नाम होगा, इसके पीछे क्या कहानी है?
फर्स्ट डे के बारे में तो ही कैन टेल बिकॉज़ हिज कंपनी.
वो मैं जल्दी से बता देता हूँ, देन यू आंसर द क्वेश्चन. फर्स्ट डे फिल्म्स हमारी कंपनी है. इट्स लिटरली लाइक अ स्टार्टअप, बट आई थिंक वी आर वन ऑफ अ काइंड इन इंडिया. द थॉट इज टू पुश हाई कॉन्सेप्ट न्यू एज स्टोरीज. हमने मोना डार्लिंग बनाई थी शशि सुडीगला के साथ, जो अमेजॉन प्राइम पे है. वो नागेश कुकनूर के एसोसिएट डायरेक्टर रहे हैं. सोशल मीडिया थ्रिलर, दैट वाज इंडियाज फर्स्ट सोशल मीडिया थ्रिलर. वी मेड हम भी अकेले तुम भी अकेले, which was a positive LGBTQ+ love story with Zareen Khan and me, which released on Disney+ Hotstar during COVID. And now लकड़बग्गा, which is an action film. हमारी अगली 2 फिल्में और हैं, हरि ओम जो कि लेटर आएगी इस साल, और लॉर्ड कर्जन की हवेली, अर्जुन माथुर और रसिका दुग्गल के साथ, जो सब शूट हो चुकी है ये फिल्में. सो द थिंग इज, परेश भी हैं उस फिल्म में, जोहा रहमान भी हैं उस फिल्म में, जो कि स्पाइडरमैन में थी. सो हमारा थॉट ये है कि हम नया काम करें, अच्छा काम करें, अपनी औकात के बाहर काम करें, क्योंकि हमारी स्क्रिप्ट्स में दम है. तो हमारा थॉट ही ये होता है, जब मैं आप किसी से भी पूछ लीजिए, मैं स्क्रिप्ट जब किसी को भेजता हूँ, जैसे इस फिल्म में हमें पता था कि जॉमार्क सेल्वा आएंगे. Even, and this is a fun true thing, कि before Victor came on board, before we got him, we knew Jean-Marc will shoot the film, we knew Simo would score for it, we knew the stunt team would be so and so. So the thought is the vision of the film overall, and then getting the best possible people to implement that vision. Excel Entertainment को मैं बहुत ज़्यादा admire करता हूँ, क्योंकि उनकी फिल्म्स में एक aesthetic होता है. हमारे देश में खूबसूरती को aesthetic मानते हैं. Being beautiful is not an aesthetic. Aesthetic is aesthetic. So हमारी हर फिल्म में आपको aesthetic दिखेगा. And First Ray Films का यही ड्रीम है कि हम लोग ऐसे ही न्यू एज कॉन्सेप्ट स्टोरीज बोलते रहें. इस साल now it's dawned on me कि I owe it to the industry to give it back. So I am going to be launching a new girl and a new boy at the end of this year with a new film, so that artists who deserve to be there. मैं थेस्पो गया था, वहाँ मैंने 1-2 नाटक देखे, मैंने भी थेस्पो किया है. मुझे लगा ये थिएटर के लोग जो एक्चुअल एक्टर्स हैं, जिनको मेहनत करना और सफ़र करना आनंद देता है, उनको बिग स्क्रीन पे लाओ तो ऑडियंस को मज़ा आएगा. क्योंकि मुझे लगता है हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी सिर्फ आपके लिए है और ऑडियंस के लिए है कि आप लोगों को मज़ा आए. एंड that's what the company wants to do.
Yeah, so that was
sorry, ये सवाल ये जवाब हुआ नहीं है अभी तक.
yeah, so that was what First Ray Films is all about. I have been in this industry for almost now 17 years. I worked in Red Chillies, worked in NDTV, worked in Control Films, and I've been directing OTT, producing and directing OTT series for some time, quite some time. Yeah, actually this film was not the first film that I've shot. This is actually the second film that I've shot, but thanks to Anshuman and team and Platoon and everyone, they got this released first. And so I am very thankful that this is coming on the big screen, because that film is most probably going to a platform. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. I always wanted to make films. मेरे actually अगर ये again fun fact, जैसे अंशुमन बोलता है कि अगर मैं अपने कैबिन में बैठूं ऑफिस में, मेरे I have my IMDb filmography written, जो मैं बनाऊंगा अगले 20 साल से.
It is a fact.
So ये बनाना है लाइफ में, फिल्म ही बनाना है, और कुछ नहीं आता मुझे, और कुछ नहीं आता था पहले, बट अभी कुछ नहीं आता. तो यही आता है, लिखना जानता हूँ, फिल्में बनाना जानता हूँ.
झूठ बोल रहे हैं, राइट आर्म मीडियम फास्ट बॉलिंग बहुत अच्छी करते हैं.
गिटार भी बहुत अच्छा बजाते हैं.
गिटार भी बहुत अच्छा, इनका
खाना तो बहुत अच्छा बनाते हैं.
खाना बहुत अच्छा बना.
अंशुमन,
but यही, that's been my journey, and I like to make more films. Yes.
Inshallah यही हो. We have a question on this side.
Anshuman, Siraj Sayyed, I don't know whether the name rings a bell, from Rajasthan International Film Festival.
Arey, how are you, sir? So good to see you.
My pleasure.
I am sorry I have not, I believe somebody has reached out from there for Lakadbaggha. I'm sorry if I've just been chaotic.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, thank you.
It's fine. One question in two parts. One is that you trained abroad, and your trainer found your physique not the kind of physique that would be
action heroes have.
Action heroes have. So how did you make up for that? Did he sort of make you build up muscles, or give you a diet, or give you a routine?
Okay, so can I answer that one?
Sure.
So the first part to that, sir, कि मैं actually बहुत ताकतवर हूँ. मैं पतला दुबला हूँ, लेकिन मैं
Yeah, I agree. I've seen.
So मैं अगर मुझे बचपन में बस्टर डगलस बोला जाता था, मेरे अंकल मुझे बुलाते थे, क्योंकि मैं मुक्का मारता था तो बहुत चोट लगती थी, अभी भी लगती है. तो हुआ ये कि जब मैंने ट्रेनिंग शुरू की, my core strength has always been reasonably fine, and martial arts is all about balance and core strength. If your balance and core strength is in place, देखिए सर, कोई भी martial arts ना is at the end of the day kicks and punches के बारे में है, ठीक है. मैंने बचपन में टाइक्वांडो में ट्रेन किया है लकीली, तो मेरा बेस है एक मार्शल आर्ट्स का. साही जो हैं, उन्होंने मुझे एक चीज़ बोली कि साइज इज इनकॉन्सिक्वेंशियल इन अ फाइट. आपका इंटेंट और आप अंदर क्या सोच रहे हो, इट्स ऑल अबाउट दैट. और एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ इम्प्लाइज ऑन एवरीथिंग इन लाइफ. फिल्में बनाना हुआ, खाना बनाना हुआ, कुछ भी. सो उन्होंने मुझे बोला दैट to look a certain way, like I said, Bruce Lee is a huge inspiration. Victor and me decided that we'll aim for that physique. तो एक बहुत ही पुराने दोस्त हैं मेरे जो अजय सर, शाहरुख सर को ट्रेन करते हैं, प्रशांत सावंत. उन्होंने मुझे 3 महीने की बहुत ही फोकस्ड डाइट पे रखा. मेरी ज़िंदगी में प्रॉब्लम है कि मैं वेट पुट ऑन नहीं करता. तो ऐसा होता था कि मैं बहुत स्वीट पोटैटो और चीज़ खाता था, ट्रेनिंग करता था और सो जाता था. और क्योंकि मैं वेजिटेरियन हूँ, तो द लिमिटेशन ऑफ प्रोटीन इज पनीर या टोफू. सो लिटरली, एंड इन सब ने मुझे देखा है कि मैं बहुत ढेर सारा टोफू एंड चीज एंड स्वीट पोटैटो खाओ, ट्रेनिंग करो, सो
like raw. I could never understand कि कोई कैसे खा सकता है raw sweet potato with no flavor and just a cube of cheese.
To keep it raw.
टू कीप इट रॉ. मैं बहुत सिंपल रखता हूँ, वो बहुत खाया मैंने, सोता था, प्रशांत रोज मेरा वेट हर हफ्ते चेक करता था. और इस फिल्म की ट्रेनिंग के दौरान जिंदगी में पहली बार मैं 63 किलोज पे पहुंचा. मैं हमेशा 60-61 रहा हूँ. इस फिल्म में मैंने somehow 2.5 किलो पुट ऑन किए एंड सब उतर गया अभी. लेकिन हाँ, प्रशांत सावंत हैज टू बी गिवन क्रेडिट. Vicky Arora has to be given credit. Sahi Simesh at Krav Maga Experts in New York has to be given credit. कि मैं बहुत अच्छा स्टूडेंट हूँ सर. अगर मैं आपके पास कुछ सीखने आऊँगा ना, आई फुली सरेंडर. फिर मैं चुपचाप वही करता हूँ जो टीचर बोलता है. तो उसका ही रिजल्ट है जो ठीक ठाक थोड़ी बॉडी दिख रही है.
Part 2 is that you have included action in this film, which is very realistic. You said not even dust flies from your feet when the action takes place. So it's very realistic, and it's not 10 people rotating in the air.
Yeah.
Now, when that is the norm, or maybe even more than that is the norm, every film that we see recently, blockbusters, the more the action, the more the killing, the more the beheading, the more decapitating, the greater the impact. So this is a very calculated risk that you have taken by including action which is very limited, very realistic. It's a two-sided coin.
I don't, if I may sir, I don't think it's a risk, because I love watching films like A Night in Paradise, Headshot, or the Bruce Lee films. क्या होता है ना सर, अगर मैं अभी यहाँ पे 10 लोगों को गाली दूं तो वो सब आएंगे मारने के लिए. ठीक है, फिर वो स्टंट नहीं होता है, फिर स्ट्रीट फाइट होती है, मुक्काबाजी, कि कौन किसको पहले गिराएगा. तो हमने ब्रीफ ही एक्शन डायरेक्टर को दिया था कि बहुत क्लियर थे कि कोई वायर वर्क नहीं चाहिए, कोई बॉडी डबल नहीं चाहिए. अभी अगर ऐसी लड़ाई होगी तो क्या होगा. तो इसीलिए क्राव मागा मार्शल आर्ट्स फॉर्म आया. सो मुझे लगता है अभी जो यहाँ ऑडियंस बैठी है, दे वॉच एंड कंज्यूम फिल्म्स which have this kind of raw street fight. And the success of these films like Headshot or Ong Bak, even Ong Bak 1 and 2. How many of you have seen Ong Bak?
Raid.
Raid Redemption.
Raid Redemption. I'm saying हम ऐसी फिल्में नहीं बना रहे हैं क्योंकि हमने अगेन ऑडियंस को कंडीशन किया हुआ है कि 100 लोग उड़ने चाहिए, या और उसका भी अलग मजा है. आई लव सिंघम, डोंट गेट मी रॉन्ग, बट लेकिन मुझे देखने में आनंद ये ज्यादा आता है. और मुझे जो कुछ लोगों ने फोकस ग्रुप स्क्रीनिंग्स में फिल्म देखी है, उन्होंने बोला है चोट लगती है ये फिल्म देखते समय, विच इज़ अ गुड थिंग, विच इज़ व्हाट वी वर गोइंग फॉर. क्योंकि जब इसमें हड्डियां टूटेंगी या पंच होगा तो आपको फील होगा, बिकॉज इट्स सो रियल. क्योंकि कट नहीं हो रहा, कट नहीं हो रहा, वन शॉट्स चल रहे हैं, तो असली लड़ाई है. तो वो बहुत ही इंटेंशनल था. मेरे हिसाब से रिस्क नहीं है, क्योंकि हम चाहते हैं कि ये फॉर्म एक्शन का ऑडियंस तक पहुंचे और इसकी ऑडियंस बढ़े.
Wish you success.
Thank you, sir. Need all your blessings. Thank you.
I think this bit is very cool.
Great.
Yeah. Because we're so used to seeing action with so many cuts that आपको impactful बहुत लगता है, but you don't feel anything as such.
I love what he said. You'll feel the action in this. It will not leave you in awe, but you will feel it. कोलकाता में Ridhi's witness, she was there. Last scene climax में लोग लिटरली खड़े होके ताली मारे. सो वो ऑनेस्ट भी आई एंड में, लेकिन एंड में हर सीन में नहीं आया.
अंशुमान वन सेकंड, जस्ट एडिंग वन. लगता है कि आपका शाहरुख खान साहब के साथ कनेक्शन कुछ ज़्यादा ही गहरा है. बैरी जॉन के साथ आपने ट्रेनिंग की है, वो शाहरुख खान साहब के भी गुरु रहे. आप उनके सीए फाइट प्रशांत सर के साथ आपने ट्रेनिंग ली है, वो भी शाहरुख खान के साथ. And you have constantly, even during this, on this podium, constantly have been expressing your love for him, for Pathan. And again, he was also in the beginning a pretty thin guy when he came, but he still did action movies like Karan Arjun and all. So is this conscience, you are such a fan that you're kind of modeling yourself for Shah Rukh Khan?
I wish I was cast in fan as the other role. I would have done a very good job as well, but I love that film. यार क्या होता है ना, when you grow up, I think our whole generation, and I mean this, I am a huge fan of Amir Khan also, I won't lie. Victor knows it. I love his process. Whenever I talk to him, I love his focus towards filmmaking, because he goes all out. मुझे, क्योंकि शायद मैं भी थिएटर से हूँ और मुझे किसी ने सोनी राजदान, आलिया भट्ट की मम्मी, भट्ट साहब की बीवी, उन्होंने कहा था तुम पाइसियंस ऐसे ही होते हो. सो मे बी इट्स अ पाइसियन ट्रेट. मैं 15 मार्च को पैदा हुआ हूँ. मुझे नहीं पता कि मैंने कॉन्शियसली किया है या सबकॉन्शियसली किया है, या like Victor thinks there are shots that I give and he says कि cut the Amir out of it. So I'm like नहीं, but I didn't do it. He said नहीं, लग रहा है थोड़ा सा. और वो क्या होता है ना, क्या होता है कि we've grown up watching their movies, yeah. We love them and दिल्ली का हूँ तो शायद भाषा लिंगो वैसी है. कॉन्वेंट में पढ़ा भरा हूँ तो भगवान की कृपा से अंग्रेजी साफ है, और थोड़ा सा बिटी हूँ तो शायद.
Great. Hi. Here.
किधर
Hi. Let's give a shout out to the guys who are behind. Like they have been really appreciating everyone.
Thank you for coming, guys.
So hi. This Abhishek from Radio City. यहाँ पर हूँ, आपके राइट में नहीं दिखूंगा.
नहीं दिखोगे आप.
नहीं दिन जाओगे आप, बता दो कहाँ हो.
हाँ. So first of all, great trailer, बहुत अच्छे से कट किया है, sharp and very crisp. So सबसे पहले अंशुमन मुझे ये बताइए कि you are also a pet person ना?
Yes, I have 2 adopted indies.
Great. So कैसे घर पे शादी के बाद दोनों को, बीवी को और पेट को, दोनों को प्यार देना मैनेज करते हो आप?
Sierra is asking how do you manage to give love to your 2 dogs and wife? How do you distribute it? Sir, मैं ना मल्टीप्लिकेशन में बिलीव करता हूँ, तो कुत्तों को 2 लोगों से प्यार मिल रहा है ना. Do you get what I'm saying? So there is more to love. I am always all for that. That you keep it simple and you keep multiplying love, and love is the best thing that can happen. And you keep it pure.
वाह, क्या मतलब एकदम आपने जेनरिक आंसर रखा कि बीवी को भी ना बुरा लगे और मूवी का भी वैसा ही माहौल बना रहे. ग्रेट. बट सेट पे भी बहुत सारे एनिमल्स आपने देखे होंगे. सो हाउ हार्ड इट वाज टू डू रोमांस विद the Ridhi and animals को भी उतना ही attraction है.
Please tell how did you do romance with the
What kind
Ridhi?
of a question is this? This question has gone from
How hard?
animals to
How hard?
How hard was it
नहीं,
to romance
dog
Ridhi?
person is, I am also a dog person.
How about you?
मैं dog की तरफ ही देखते रहता. रिद्धि के साथ का रोमांस थोड़ा सा मेरा लो हो जाता.
सर क्या खाया है सुबह आपने? मुझे भी चाहिए. नहीं, एक सेकंड, मैं आपका सवाल समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. आप कह रहे हैं how hard was it to romance Ridhi? Is that the question? Given that there were dogs on set, is that your question?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
What does this question
इतना भी मुश्किल क्वेश्चन
बहुत
नहीं.
मुश्किल बिल्कुल नहीं है.
बिल्कुल
पर
भी नहीं.
मतलब क्या है इस क्वेश्चन का?
नहीं. So
Ridhi is taking it personally.
So
I want to know what is the meaning of this question.
The love for dogs is like anything. घर
You
में
know,
भी.
love never stops.
But it is possible to love more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have so
अगर प्यार इतना हो आपके पास तो आप सब पे बांट सकते हो.
Okay.
सर क्या सीन है ना मेरा, मैं आपको बताता हूँ. सच्ची बोल रहा हूँ मैं, क्योंकि मैं बहुत ही एंटी सोशल आदमी हूँ, तो मैं बहुत कम इंसानों से मिलता हूँ.
अच्छा.
तो मेरा जो प्यार है ना वो भरा रहता है अंदर.
Okay.
ठीक है. तो जब एक्टिंग में मौका मिलता है, आई कीप सेइंग एक्टिंग इज माय ऑल्टर ईगो.
Okay.
तो वो फूट के निकलता है.
ग्रेट.
समझ गए आप? और कुत्तों के लिए और बिल्लियों के लिए और जानवरों के लिए इन जनरल तो वो बेहतर रहता है.
Great.
So to answer your question, I've been lucky, whether it was Nusrat in LSD, whether it was Tanishtha in Chauranga, whether it is Ridhi now. These are some phenomenal female actors that we have been blessed to have in our. And the best thing is about Ridhi that, and I will like to say this, कि ये ना, और ये मैंने बहुत कम लोगों में देखा है, ये जब सेट पे आती हैं तो सिर्फ काम के बारे में सोचती हैं. And it's a very rare quality which I really respect and admire. So जब हम scene, for example, अगर मैं on a serious note to answer your question, there is, I feel, an art and a craft to romantic scenes, and they're 2 very different things. The art is different from the craft.
Correct.
So step 1 is to understand what is the difference, which takes a lot of time, so I won't waste. But once you've understood that, और उसका मैं एक लाइन बोलूँगा जो दिबाकर बैनर्जी ने मुझे पहली फिल्म LSD के दौरान बोली थी, कि तुम इतने ऑर्डिनरी हो. जब मैं ऑडिशन कर रहा था, 5 शॉर्टलिस्टेड लड़कियां थी, तो मैं सबके साथ ऑडिशन कर रहा था, राइट? उन्होंने कहा कि सब तुम्हारे साथ ज़्यादा अच्छी लगती हैं. सो ये मैं रखता हूं, मैं अपने को लोअर स्टेटस बना लेता हूं जब मैं रोमांटिक सीन्स करता हूं. द गर्ल इज द सेंटर ऑफ द यूनिवर्स. The moment I do that, the craft takes care of itself.
Great.
So that's how I approach any sort of romantic scenes. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I got the answer. Victor, I want to ask you one thing.
Yes, please.
There must be more things into the movie. Like everybody is asking about action and everything. There must be some more flavors into the movie. Just let us know about those things.
Of course. So in this film, the biggest blessings were the actors, because other than we have the famous Bengali iconic actor Kharaj Mukherjee who is playing Anshuman's uncle in the film. That he has done wonderful. We have Milind Soman also in the film. So all the smaller actors who has done smaller roles, they were very big. They played very important.
There is Trushant Ingle, Manvendra. There are some phenomenal actors from NSD.
Yeah, but all three of them has come out of their comfort zone to do the roles that the role that they have played in the film. Like for Ridhi, though Ridhi has played a cop before, but here it's very different, but because there is a romance angle that we have added in the film, and to balance both, it was very tough for all of us, including her, to portray that on screen. For Anshuman, you heard about the action and everything that he had to, every process that he followed. For Paresh, he is such a sweet guy, he looks so innocent. He is one of the the softest person that I've ever known. To play that character, that menace on screen, is something that he had come out of. He had to let go of a lot of things, and I would like him to talk about that process.
Yeah.
So Paresh, please let us know.
Where are you, sir?
ऐसे यहाँ पर ऐसे स्वीट बॉय वाली इमेज के बाद सीधा एक डेयरडेविल बनना या फिर विलन बनना, हाउ हार्ड इट वाज?
यार अभी ना मैंने
We've seen you cutting the meat in the trailer.
हाँ जी, that was one of the toughest scenes for me. He actually taught me how to do it.
Okay.
मैंने कभी नहीं किया, मैंने बस अंडे छीले हैं लाइफ में बॉइल्ड, तो ये थोड़ा टफ तो था, पर I mean the more I'm growing, I'm learning कि यार दुनिया black and white नहीं है, हर तरीके के shades हैं और हमारे अंदर ही हैं सारे, बस उस हर shade का motivation अलग है. So as an actor, I think that's a beauty, because you know we get to live so many lives in one. Like one day I'm a son, I can experience that. Another day I could be a father, I could be an astronaut, I could be anybody, man. So, and we try to do it as truthfully as we can in that entire process.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. एक आखिरी सवाल अगर आप पूछना चाहे, one last question. चलिए आइए फिर ग्रुप फोटो के लिए रेडी हो जाएं.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming. Please spread the word, spread the trailer.
Yes.
13th Jan.
13 January in theaters, Lakadbaggha, with this fantastic team. Give it up for Team Lakadbaggha, everybody. अब भाई ये भी क्या जोड़ी बनी है यहाँ पे. क्या खा के आए हैं या क्या खाने वाले हैं इसके बाद? You're hangry. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Do not forget to spread the word and please यार अब सब जाके खाना खा लेते हैं. Thank you so much.